of the company VK Visuals, and we do work with entrepreneurs and businesses like yourself. I'll tell you about one of the companies I work with. We'll do an example here. Um, I work with a company called The Spot out of Layton, Utah. And in that company, they sold all types of things inside of a brick and mortar business inside the mall. We took over their social media, and probably, I have proof, but it was about 10x of what their engagement was prior to what their engagement became after we started working with them. Then we actually stopped working with them, and we've seen a significant loss in traction through their engagement and everything else, because kind of what we thrive on is making sure that we provide quality content to you and your business, so that saves you time, and it also saves you money where you're not constantly paying for these services out of pocket and bringing in new photographers every time and so on and so forth. um, so yeah, so that's one way. Other ways that we've done it is saving people time, is a big thing. So I we take over all the content and we actually run it for you, so you don't have to worry about anything, um, unless you want to. So if you post, you want to post, but you have enough content. So we kind of take the guessing out of what you need to do when it comes to content. My team spans pretty large. So the way that they're qualified is that they're all specific types of shooters, and they all kind of go through the same training, and also teach them some things too, and make sure they all know what to do and how to get to those things that you need. So they all have their own portfolios and things like that, to make sure that you can actually see their work beforehand, and they are trained to to the highest caliber of work. So the shooters I have, they actually all have their own clients, and um, at that time we become a client to them as well, because they go out and actually shoot the content for us and then bring it back to me so I can edit, to make sure that we keep a seamless view across the board. So my competitive advantage, I would have to say, is that I can be anywhere. So when you're working with Vivid Codex, we're anywhere, anywhere that you are, anywhere that you need me to be. We have a team, and we can get a shooter in that location. So that is the difference. Instead of paying somebody to fly around with you, we're already there. So you don't have to worry about, okay, how I'm gonna get to this, how I'm gonna get to that. We're already there. And then because we do have multiple shooters, we don't have to worry about, okay, we have to change this date and time because somebody got sick, because somebody this, somebody that. And then all of our folks have their own gear. So that's something else that we provide a competitive advantage, where you don't have to come out of pocket for anything. You pretty much are just showing up, and you get a one fee for all of that. So the reason you should choose me and my company is because we're going to make this process easy for you. We're going to make this process easy and seamless for you. So pretty much you don't have to worry about anything. So a lot of times as a business owner, we tend to focus on a lot of things, and we tend to focus on, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do that, because we are the business owner. So instead of focusing on that, we take that off your plate and make sure that you understand that yes, we can come in and we can create that content that you actually need to be done, so that you don't have to worry about that anymore. So that's one less thing that you have to worry about on your plate. And instead, we take that off your plate and take care of that for you. So, as far as your plan goes, you want content um, for your clothing brand and your podcast, and you don't have a problem with shooting your content, and you don't have a problem, but the problem comes in when you have to edit. So my team, because we all from across the board, we can make sure that you have a setup proper for your podcast, and then for your brand, go in and actually get those photos, and then you have a seamless look. So you say like, well, how can you get a seamless look across the board if you're using multiple people? Because everything comes back to me, and beforehand, and before we do anything, we sit down on the phone and we go over strategy. What's going to work best for your brand? Because what's going to work best for your podcast may not work best for your clothing brand. So that's why we sit down and figure out the best ways. So we come up with strategies for you. So we have people on the team that can help us with the strategy, um, for both of your for both avenues that you want to go. Like we spoke before, like we want to take your brand and maybe add some things to it where you use um not only like your promotion through the podcast, but you set up your own commercials through your podcast, and we can do that as well. So what we provide as a team is an array of services that usually you have to go out and get each thing one on one from all these different people. And instead, if you come to VK Visuals, we can knock everything out in one particular time. What challenges are the company currently facing? So because we're going to be working together and things like that, I want to know, how do you provide feedback? What is your company's short-term and long-term goals?